Hey viewers, welcome to another game of the Casual Pro Gamer. And today we're doing an Alistar game, and apparently it's going to roam today. So it's going to be another one of those, and I really wonder what they make of it this time. And by they I mean not only Alistar, but Vayne and Renekton are with him on TeamSpeak. And they will be communicating throughout the game, so hopefully they can make something work, because with a roaming character and probably Vayne being mid, you have two lanes in which you can coordinate ganks. So, kind of the same role as a jungler, but a little more emphasis on the ganking and a little less on the getting actual experience. So as you might understand, if you have both a roamer and a jungler on your team, you're going to have some trouble in lane, especially against a team without a jungler, but this enemy team does have a jungler. So, but if you miss two people in lane, then you're going to have a very hard time holding off the enemy. And in this case, yeah, the Alistar just takes over the role of jungler, and or kind of the position, by being a roaming character. And roaming, for those of you who don't know, and that is totally understandable if you don't, roaming means you don't stick to the lane you're supposed to be in. So at the moment he's walking to top lane, but you're just going around the map, seeing where you can help, and well, getting kills and experience where you can. Yeah, we have several good roaming characters. Obviously, Alistar is one of them because he has two disables in Pulverize and Headbutt, but I'll go over the skills in a moment because I've never had an Alistar game with the actual replay system yet. Yeah, we have Soraka, who is also a good roamer, but more of a healing character, obviously, so not a ganking character. And then we have, well, several other ones, but you have to imagine all of the low-level characters, the characters that work really well in the early game with low levels. Those are the good roaming characters, because as a roamer, you're not going to have a lot of experience, even if you do pull off some nice ganks, because champion kills just don't give you a lot of experience. So he's going to probably stay in lane until level 2, because then he has two of his skills available for him, and that makes it so much easier to gank. You can gank at level 1, as we saw in the other roaming Alistar video I have from Watch Me SC, which was actually the first game of him that I commented on. And well, he did a good job early game of disrupting the jungler, something we will not be seeing here apparently. And he got the first kill and therefore a lot of gold, and that kind of spirals out of control, because as Alistar you don't need a lot of gold, but if you can get it, yeah, it helps a lot. So his skills then. Alistar has been remodeled a few patches ago, I think about 2 patches ago, or 3, I don't know. There's so many patches nowadays. So each time he casts a spell he can move through units, and he has an AoE damage aura around him. And oh wow, we are going to see some jungle disruption here. Oh, did he actually take heal? No, he didn't. So, not getting the kill there. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, using... he used a headbutt, but apparently in the direction that Nocturne actually wanted to go. You normally want to use Pulverize and then walk around someone, then headbutt in the opposite direction, so that they will actually have to run farther than they want to. Yeah, so this is going to be really hard to catch up with, because he can be anywhere now, and I have no idea. Yeah, normally we see them running through here and then go to this lane, well, part of the jungle, and he is gone probably. Yeah, Vayne really cannot help there. There's not a whole lot you can do. You have to gamble, and most of the time you can find them here because nobody checks there, unless you know. So already lost 2 kills there, 2 nice attempts at getting a kill, but not actually getting one. So anyway, his innate ability then. Yeah, it's basically just a damage aura, and the fact that you can walk through minions or units. You can walk through champions as well, apparently. Yeah, it does damage to buildings as well. It used to be that he did double damage to buildings or something like that, and nobody found that very useful, since at the moment you can attack a building, you're going to take it down anyway, so the double damage really didn't do too much. It was made to be an early game tower killer, or at least to give you the ability to kill towers at a very early level, but it really didn't work that way. It really was just some bonus damage that you got at random or for random turret kills, or well, nexus kills. So I'm glad they changed that, but I'm not really sure if this one isn't really overpowered, because it seems to be. But anyway, Pulverize then. Pulverize is kind of a AoE stun centered around the champion, as you can see, because, well, the circle around him is where the Pulverize will hit. So you have to be next to your enemy, or enemies, to make it work. And that is why virtually all of the good Alistar players have Flash in their summoner skills, because then you can jump into wherever you want the stun to be, then you can pull off the stun and then go on from there, but otherwise it's very hard to hit the stun. So the headbutt then. The headbutt, that's that one. The headbutt's actually just a knockback, and it doesn't stun. Oh, it does stun nowadays. It used to be... Oh, it used to be a stun as well, never mind. Another character I'm thinking of. So this is how you normally use it. You walk past the champion, you headbutt him back, and then you get some additional damage done that way. You make it harder for someone to escape, basically. Oh my man, my hay fever is really bad today, and I am sorry about that. So it does quite a lot of damage, especially with AP, and as does the Pulverize, by the way. Yeah, the knockback, as I said, can be used to get your enemy back into turret range, for example, or back into your team, or something like that. And normally it is used as a second spell. So the first spell would be, well, either Flash or Pulverize immediately. But anyway, whether you use Flash or not, Pulverize is going to be your first spell, and it's going to throw everyone into the air and stunning them for a second and a half, and in that time you walk through them, because you can walk through them now, and you get to the other side of them and you headbutt them back into your team or turret or whatever, or even lane, because getting off that one more auto attack or 2 more auto attacks, that's enough to make it worth it to use it like that. And of course you can also use it to avoid getting chased. But yeah, that's not the normal way to use it. So his E skill then, Triumphant Roar, it's basically a heal for himself and everyone around him. And unfortunately getting into... oh, nice, they pick up the kill. Unfortunately having to run through the turret fire there. And yeah, taking a little too much damage from the turret. But yeah, that can happen, and unless you're really skilled with him, that is going to happen every now and then. So we see the mid dying here, and that is unfortunate, because, well, you want him to stay alive, but yeah, with a good jungler you can expect these things to happen. Well, actually it was Vladimir coming up from behind in this case, but still. Sorry about that, I had to sneeze. And that kind of distracted me from centering the screen on our hero here. The hero of our story. So he indeed is roaming quite a bit. He has been helping out in several lanes, and well, in the beginning he tried to disrupt some of the jungler. And the jungler doesn't have any, what are they called? Buffs. So it doesn't have blue buff, doesn't have red buff. And again, this guy doesn't have blue buff either, so which would be the obvious target for the blue buff if Nocturne doesn't get it. But it seems that the jungler just isn't a very decent jungler. I don't know, let's check how many minion kills he has. He's at 29, and that's about where he should be, I guess. I'm not actually sure, I think he should be a little bit higher. So we see Jack's not doing a very good job here. And yeah, as I said, Alistar is going to have some trouble getting the minions, because, well, if you're not in a lane and you're not a jungler, then you're going to have some trouble getting experience, getting gold, things like that. But Alistar is going to do some jungling now, I guess, to just get some more gold. He does have 2 gold per 10 items. So Philosopher's Stone and Heart of Gold. And if you stack different items, they still will, yeah, the effect will still stack. So it's not that you can only get 5 gold per 10 seconds. You can get up to 20 gold per 10 seconds. But then you have to take Philosopher's Stone, Heart of Gold, Ever's Blade, and oh, what's the last one? Come on, I know this. Cage's Lucky Pick. And yeah, then you have 4 different items, and they do 4 different things. And I guess they just wanted to limit the misuse of the abilities of some of these items, because Philosopher's Stone is definitely the strongest one, now that they nerfed Heart of Gold. And yeah, everyone kept getting multiple Philosopher's Stones. And yeah, you're never going to get Ever's Blade and Cage's Lucky Pick on one character. At least, well, it has to be a very special character. Like a Kali, maybe. So it has to be someone who can actually benefit both from AD and AP. Well, Akali isn't a really good example of that, because Akali actually has her passive scale off of actual AD, not critical strike, so would be kinda useless to have critical strike on her. But okay. Also, oh, his ultimate. I completely forgot that. Yeah, the Unbreakable Will. Unbreakable Will gives Alistar as a lot more attack damage, but more importantly, he takes 75% reduced physical and magic damage for 6 seconds, which is quite a long time. And yeah, this is why Alistar is such a good tank and such a good champion to engage with, because he just doesn't die for those 6 seconds. I mean, it's still possible, of course, to kill him, but if you have some armor, then, for example, if you have, yeah, let's just say the basic armor that he has now. I think it's a little bit of runes, but oh, let me pull up the character screen. I completely forgot. I want to do that at level 1, but I keep forgetting. But then again, only thought of doing that about 2 games ago, and last game I actually did it. But yeah, if you see the armor now, it's 41% reduced damage, and if you reduce that by 75%, then you're going to be left with hang on, it's 15% damage, so it's 85% reduced damage, and that would be a lot. So obviously that's why AP Alistar was popular for a while, and I guess still is in some games, because if you have the ultimate on, you still have 75% reduced damage. People tend to forget that they don't have the ultimate on all the time. So even if you can shield yourself for 6 seconds, it's not going to help you yeah, in the long run or in a normal situation, because it has a pretty long cooldown. It's 120% second cooldown, and yeah, 120 seconds means that you're not going to have it available for a lot of the team fights. Yeah, so he just popped his ultimate and then didn't run in. So I don't know why you would pop your ultimate at maybe he was the ultimate does remove all disables. I forgot to tell that. So it's basically a cleanse. So it removes all slows and stuns and yeah, I don't know what else. But yeah, maybe he got slowed there. I don't know. Forgot who they were chasing. Doesn't matter anyway. Oh, they were chasing Nocturne, so that's not actually the case. Maybe the fear got him. But the ultimate's normally used when you're about 20% health or so, and you're in a fight, obviously. Because then you still have enough life to actually get away, and you don't waste your ultimate on random things. Because as I said, it has a long cooldown, and you really don't want to waste it if you need it for a fight later on. So as you can see, it heals the minions as well. So the heal, the Triumphant Roar. And the Triumphant Roar has a very short cooldown. It says 12 seconds, but every time a unit dies near you, it reduces it by 2 seconds. And since that happens a lot, it has a very short cooldown. So not a lot going on here. he is farming, and if you're a roaming character, you really shouldn't farm. You really should stay in your role. Oh, sorry. You really should stay in your role as of being a ganker and helping out lanes. And at this moment, he just has a solo lane, and that is completely wrong from his team. Because there should be someone here who actually needs the gold and the experience and can, well, can do nothing else, basically. Because, for example, Jax, although he is good at killing stuff, he really needs the levels. So he can gank, no problem. But he really does need the levels to be good. And Alistar really doesn't. Alistar is awesome at level like 2. Even at level 1. I think he's the strongest champion at level 1. Especially in a team fight, but yeah, so I'm not sure what this Orianna was doing. She was totally safe, and then she decided to just run in and get hit by whatever his name is, Cho'Gath. But that's fine. If you want to die, yeah, well, sure. As long as you don't do it on my team. So up top we see Orianna once again getting into trouble. I think she's 0-4 that I saw. Yeah, she's 0-4. And she has Magi Soul Stealer. Yeah. If you're 0-4, you really shouldn't go Magi Soul Stealer. But at least she has 1 stack on it now. So that's excellent, I guess. Yeah, really it isn't. So the this game was is a little bit older. It's not from this patch, so having 2 hearts of gold was still acceptable then. In the new games, it's no longer acceptable because it doesn't give you anything. The second heart of gold just gives you 200 life, 250 life health, and yeah, that's it. So it's not really really useful anymore. Oh, by the way, just a small tip here. I'll do it like this. If you have a Philosopher's Stone and you want to sell it, you need to upgrade it to Elijah's Miracle first and then sell it. Unless, oh, they fixed it. Ha, funny. No, never mind. It used to be 400 and you got 440 more gold. So you would actually make 40 gold off of just upgrading it. But apparently they changed it and they made it 100 more expensive. Because it's such an awesome item or something, I don't know. It's not. So we do see a dragon here, which is excellent. And he did use quite a lot of skills on the dragon, and therefore he is out of mana now. And well, that is not good, of course. You want to have your skills available for your team fights, just as much as you want your ultimate to be available during team fights. The cooldown is down to 100, so it's probably going to be 80 at level 3. And that is quite a long cooldown for an ultimate. So we'll just watch this fight, and well, as you can see, there's nothing to see. So I've been telling this in the past few games because I know that not everyone watches all games, or rather most people don't watch a lot of games, and they keep insisting that I show you the fights of yeah, that are going on the screen. So we followed this fight round, but yeah, everyone is still yeah, now we see the update, because now they walk into the vision range of this Alistar. But there's nothing to see on the rest of the screen. I mean, I can go to this Jax, but his health bar doesn't show up. And if I click on him, he has maximum life. So, it really doesn't do anything. We cannot see what's happening. So wow, that's a lot of damage going down on Nocturne. But Nocturne did get, well, most of the kill on, oh, what's her name? Oriana. So Alistar getting a kill here on the Vladimir, and yeah, they decide to back out. Because, well, without minions, there's no real reason to try to attack a turret when there's still a champion there. Unless you're with all 5 or something, but in this case, probably better to just back off and go do something useful. And we will be going for jungle, not for Baron. Oh, he's going to ward Baron. Very nice. So warding 3, or all 3 I should say, of the passageways to Dragon. And that means that the opponent cannot really get into the area without being spotted. Of course, if you're not going to do Dragon, then you might as well just ward, or Baron, I'm sorry. If you're not going to do Baron, then you might as well just ward Baron in the pit, or just in front of the entrance. Because you're not going to react to the fact that they are walking towards it. You want to see when they're at the Baron. And it saves you 2 wards in this case. So we saw Vayne dying there because, well, she overextended a little against 3 enemy champions, and Vayne is of course very weak HP wise. And yeah, if you're very strong HP wise, that's not too much of a problem, but if you're, well, one of these very low HP characters, like Oriana, then you really need to watch out where you are and where you're standing in a fight, and even when you're defending a turret. So really nice kill here on the Vladimir, using his ultimate a little bit premature, but it all comes with playing Alistar a lot of times when you realize that, well, I'm not going to die in this situation, so I don't need to use my ultimate. But yeah, it's the 100 or 120 second cooldown is really a huge deal, and now he cannot engage for 100 seconds. Because, well, if he gets attacked, then there's no way he's going to survive, and that is a primary objective in this game, to stay alive as much as possible. Oh wow, what just happened? Let me see. Oh, that was Feast. Okay. I don't know how that happened so quickly, but sure. I mean, in my view, Joe was still here. But it might be a glitch, or I might have not been paying enough attention to see that coming. But Feast, yeah, that does a lot of damage to any character, because it is true damage, and true damage is the the bane of any tank. It does work when you have your ultimate on, because it only you only take 75% reduced physical and magic damage, so true damage not on the list, so it doesn't work for true damage. And the enemy just either got dragon or just warded dragon, but I don't know why they would ward dragon if they just took dragon. Oh, anyway. So as you can see, the wards all timed out and they didn't use it. So they might as well have just put one ward at Baron. And Jax at least is going for Baron now. And he should be able to do it on his own with his lifesteal and spell vamp and what else. And that means that these four just have to hold off the rest of the enemies. And he is getting quite low here. But with some heals of Alistar plus some now the Baron actually focuses Alistar, and then Jax can deal all of his HP back up with his spell vamp and lifesteal. So having 4 gold per 10 items is excellent. On someone who doesn't get a lot of minion kills, it does provide you with quite a lot of gold over time. I mean, it's 2 gold per second, and yeah, you can see it's going up quite rapidly. And even though he only has 1 kill, he does have 8 assists, which does give you quite a bit of gold. With the new patch, not so much anymore, but yeah, well, guess you'll just have to deal with it. I don't know why they did that. It seems, I mean, they made the mechanism to allow for comebacks. That's what they said in their first tournament when season 1 started. They commented on the fact that this was their way of making comebacks a possibility. And apparently they don't believe that anymore, or they believe that comebacks are bad, or they believe that roaming should be stopped, or what's it called, support characters should be stopped, because support characters and roaming characters are the ones that actually get the gold from assists normally, so not kills, because they're not level 1 or 3 or whatever. Alistar is not strong enough to consistently kill someone when he gets a gank, or when he ganks, but he is going to get an assist if they get a kill. So we see the Nocturne coming in, getting the fear off, and Alistar actually headbutting him into the wall there. Oh, sorry. So getting slowed, getting feared, all of the well, the nice stuff that Nocturne can do, and as you can see, it takes about 20% life off, even less probably. And he heals it up quite rapidly because of the Philosopher's Stone, and this is exactly, well, the problem with Philosopher's Stone. You can do all the damage you want, but they're just going to heal it back up. Oh, nice. He actually gets the kill there, although it was totally Oriana's skill to get. But yeah, the extra gold will come in quite handy. Anyway, I think they're going to have to come up with a new way to make comebacks possible, because without the gold from killing sprees, because basically they can just say every kill is 300 gold now. That's and you're not going to get assists, something like that. I don't know, but it is getting yeah, to a point where killing someone with a killing spree doesn't do anything. I mean, getting 200 extra gold, really, that's it, that's your solution. You might as well just kill a minion wave. But then again, if you get killed multiple times, the gold gets to 0 quite quickly. So I think it levels out at around 15 gold or something like that. I haven't tested it yet, but I will at some point. So taking out the traps here, which is a good thing for Alistar, because Alistar doesn't take too much damage from them. And he has some nice healing. With his Philosopher Stone, that is. So, where's number 5? Oh, number 5 is pushing the top lane. And number 5 on the enemy team is pushing the bottom lane. So, some nice tactics going on here. But yeah, let's just watch this fight. I mean, I guess the Nocturne. Oh, he's staying there. I thought he was going to come in here. Yeah, someone has to go get this this guy, cause he can kill turrets quite quickly. I don't know what he was just doing there. Why he used his ultimate? Because now he's pretty much dead. Oh, Orianna missing a slow, come on, why? And there we go. So that was quite an easy kill, obviously. He should have gone back the moment he saw the mid champions disappear. I mean, he had vision over all champions. So why not... Yeah, why not just run away? There's no harm in that. You're not going to get the turret anyway. I mean, he did get about, well, I don't know, 1/3 of the turrets. 2/5. I kinda lost Alistar. There he is. So he's back at base, and he bought the Force of Nature. So he sold... Oh, and he got Region's Omen, which builds from Heart of Gold. And yeah, that makes him quite tanky. I mean, that gives him so much magic resist and armor that he now is so tanky that it's really hard to actually kill him. So cleansing there, and so removing all of the slow from his character, and therefore being able to escape. So it's 76 seconds in the end. Does he have cooldown reduction? Yeah, 5% cooldown reduction. Exactly. So it is 80 seconds, and then with the 5% cooldown reduction it's 76. So this is really the part of the game where it's really hard to decide what to do next. And I guess the best thing to do is to just place a little more wards. So actually ward the dragon or the baron. And yeah, they are actually going for it here, which is fine. I mean, you can at least try. But yeah, there's someone coming in here. And he does have smite, so they really should be careful with that. Oh, he could have easily stolen that. But yeah, he was scared, and that's understandable, but you don't have to be scared, because even if you die afterwards, it is well worth it. Because it is a lot of gold, and it is a lot of gold not going to your opponents. And also, you're going to get the Baron buff as a team. Yeah, that's too many of them. Probably best to just back off. And now it's a matter of yeah, trying to find champions that are on their own and sniping them with your whole team, because that is the best way to handle the situation they're in right now. Because they're not behind, but they're not ahead either, and the enemy team just has better pushers, I guess. Because it seems they're fighting on this side of the map for the whole game. And yeah, they should really get this Vladimir here. See? Getting one champion, that's good enough. And now you can go hunt for the next one. You can even take Cho'Gath now, but it's probably best not to. I mean, it's probably best to just take one of the others. And there we go. Getting a second one. And then, come on. Oh, not going for Veigar here apparently. So, going for Cho'Gath now. And with Cho'Gath gone, they can take out his turrets. Oh, he really shouldn't have used his ultimate there. But that's fine. It does give you extra attack damage, so I guess that's good. Yeah, with the new ultimate you can actually use it for attack damage as well. I completely forgot that previously, but are they going to get this guy? No, they're not. So Veigar is the one to beat here, and he's going to die here. Yeah. Yeah. So they attacked this turret and actually got it down, and now this guy is going to die. And well, they did exactly what they needed to do to finish this game. See, and now you want your ultimate. So, because he used his ultimate when they attacked the Cho'Gath here, and he just used it instead of watching his health, therefore he didn't have it here when he was being attacked, and yeah, he died for it. But still, a good run. And we're up to, well, 30 to 25 obviously, but yeah, both teams have 2 champions available and or alive. And minion kill wise, it's pretty equal, I would say. I mean, this team has more on their better champions, so the more damage dealing champions, because Alistar doesn't have any minion kills. But this team has, well, a decent amount of minion kills on everyone. Cho'Gath normally is a lot higher, because he can wipe out a whole minion wave with QW. So you basically just run to the minion wave, you do QW, done. Next. And yeah, we're just going to follow him around a bit. So we're already 43 minutes into this commentary, or into this game I should say, because the commentary starts a little bit before the game starts. But it's still anyone's game. And yeah, the enemy team might just as well win, or can just as well win. And this is really stupid, because this guy is going to get killed and give his blue buff to to the Vayne anyway. So he would have done better to just escape before killing the blue buff. Yeah, okay, he does get 60 gold for that. But that really isn't good enough. So they're going to take out the inhibitor here. I don't know why he wouldn't just take his own blue buff, because nobody on his team has the blue buff. Veigar does have the red buff, which is kinda interesting, because that doesn't do anything. He might have gotten it from one of his previous kills. No, he died in the last team fight. So some nice fighting going on here. Cho'Gath should die here, and actually doesn't. Actually doesn't die. Yeah, I don't know why they completely ignored everything. Yeah, somebody should have helped the Jax, because he was doing quite well, and just one basic attack from anyone would have killed that. So I lost track of Alistar once again. Good thing there's the spacebar. We're apparently waiting for something. I don't know. So he has Frozen Heart now. Frozen Heart, of course, very good at disabling any AD champion, like Nocturne. Although Nocturne isn't really the problem here. The problem has been Veigar for the whole team. And Veigar having 2 Archangel Staffs, which doesn't do anything, and having Lifesteal, but that doesn't do anything either. Well, not Lifesteal, Spell Vamp. And that doesn't do anything because the moment you get damaged, you're dead. I mean, on Cho'Gath or Vladimir or even Alistar, it does a lot because, well, you have a large HP pool and you have a lot of armor, magic resist, so you're going to stay alive for a lot longer. But if this Veigar gets attacked, he is dead. That's it. And we're going to demonstrate that by killing Caitlyn here, which is exactly the same thing, of course. And oh wow, the Renekton actually getting out of that. He was doing nothing for a while there. But it seems that he's going to survive this. And this Cho'Gath is not. But you can see he can stay alive a lot longer than the weaker characters like Caitlyn can, or Veigar. So Spell Vamp on these kind of characters really doesn't do a whole lot. And again, Spell Vamp on a tank doesn't do a whole lot either. Because, well, you should get... Wow, actually escaping. That's impressive. But you should get some nice items to help you survive instead of going for something that gives you more HP over time, basically. So this Veigar has 1800 health, but has only 30 magic resist. So he's going to get killed by the first attack he gets, basically. So Jax is going to get one more Baron, and with 3 of them here, and 1 of them here, and probably the last one being dead. No. But he can just go for it. They're not expecting that. Yeah, and here you can see, yeah, even if she has lifesteal, which she probably has. She does have some lifesteal. But even if she has a lot of lifesteal, she's not going to survive that kind of an attack. Because she can get like 1 attack off, and that really doesn't do anything. Getting something defensive like Banshee's Veil would help a lot more. Because the extra health actually gives you some... Well, and the spell shield, of course. Gives you some nice damage reduction there. Hey, you might actually have a chance then. Of course, against Vayne in the old patch, there's not a whole lot you can do, because this is the old patch, as I said, before Vayne's damage got seriously decreased. So getting stunned here and then feared kind of disables the whole mechanics of Alistar. Getting rid of the Nocturne there. And they can destroy 2 inhibitors, I guess, but they're not going for the second one. And the third one. Didn't realize this turret was already down. Even though we probably saw it at some point. Finally they get the kill on Cho'Gath. So they should really get this inhibitor down and then back off, or push in depending on how many champions they have and the opponent has. Because 4 against 4 is not a good engagement. They should probably back off. Jax decides to go in. My computer doesn't like this. I don't know why. Come on. I mean, I guess there's a lot of information on the screen. La 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 la. In 3, 2, 1, go. Well, we're back. Apparently my hard drive is full. So I removed some stuff, and well, actually I removed the last game, and I forgot to do that, and I didn't expect to see an hour-long game, and well, since we did see that, and I didn't want to watch the whole game once again, we are just going to continue where I left off, and I'm pretty sure that yeah, something in the rest of the game has been screwed up, and I'm pretty sure that it's not supposed to be 15 frames per second. Come on, there we go. So we see Alistar once again moving in, and they do get the first turret kill here. And the second turret will fall shortly. There it goes, and now the Nexus will just die. Yeah, this game was over, and fortunately I don't have to watch through the whole game once again. So I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. GG.